Hey everybody, Rebecca here for a portfolio update video. In this one, we're going to take a look at how well the portfolio did over the last month. We'll take a look at all of my balances and my different investing accounts and see what my total portfolio balance is now. I have recently started dabbling a little bit in options trading as well, so we'll take a brief look at that. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm on YouTube showing y'all my journey to reach financial independence and retire early. I am 35, living in North Carolina, living on a single income and trying to make this FIRE thing happen. So firstly, let's hop in and take a look at my M1 Finance account. All right, here we are. We're going to take a look at my taxable account with M1 Finance. First, I just crossed over $3,000 in this account, which is pretty cool. This account is where I hold my dividend portfolio and also some speculative growth positions that I have. So let's take a look here overall at the last month and see how things have been going. We are up $178.78 and have a return of 6.34%. This is a money weighted return, meaning they do count the amount of money that you invest into the portfolio as part of the returns, but I actually haven't invested any of my own money in this account. I've just been reinvesting dividends, and if I get any referral bonuses for people signing up with M1 Finance using my link, then I'll throw those in the portfolio as well. So I haven't really been contributing much to this account at all. Last month, my speculative slice here was a little bit dragging, but y'all can see that things have started recovering pretty nicely. So I'm happy about that. I kept contributing to this pie as things were going down, so I got to reduce my cost basis a little bit in some of these positions, which is always good. Looking at the dividends over the last month here, we can see I'm down just a hair in my dividends, so if I get enough of a cash balance here or referral bonus that drops in, then I will put extra money towards my dividend slice instead of the speculative slice, because now there's some sectors here in my dividend sector that are down a little bit, so it makes more sense to contribute to this slice when it's down. That way I am buying more stocks on the cheap. So let's take an overall look at the holdings for this taxable account with M1 that I have, and y'all can see here who's my best and worst performer here. Okay, I see you, Target. I actually did not check this before I started the video, so all right, Target is on a tear recently, not really sure why. Kind of wish I had a little bit more than 0.15 shares here, but hey, that's a nice return, right? Let's see who my worst performer is. Worst overall is ARK-K so far. So yeah, overall, if I had extra money, I could throw some into ARK-K, but it's up in the past month, so we'll see what happens. And taking a look at my activity, we can see not much going on in this account, really. Yeah, only 2 transactions for June here. I got a dividend payout from J&J and 1 payout from Southern Company. If you're interested in all of the companies that I have in my dividend portfolio, I did make an investing playlist that goes over everything that I'm invested in and why, so I'll link to that at the end of this video. There is one change that I made to my taxable account here. Y'all can see towards the end of May, we got the news about AT&T splitting up the company and cutting the dividend, and y'all, the single biggest reason that I started dividend investing was to get a consistent dividend payout that grows over time. Doesn't have to grow quickly, but I wanted the consistency of dividend payouts that will grow over time. So the vast majority of my holdings in my dividend portfolio are going to be dividend kings and aristocrats. So if you cut your dividend, then I'm gonna cut you. So that's exactly what happened with AT&T. I did sell my 1.08 shares that I had of AT&T. That'll show them, right? Yeah, if you're gonna cut the dividend, then I'm gonna take you out of my portfolio. That's all there is to it. Also, it was really kind of shady how they went about it too. They said 1 month that their dividend is safe, and then the next month here they are cutting it. So yeah, not a fan of that. Next, let's hop over to the Roth IRA that I have with M1. Y'all can see I also do have a SEP IRA, but I don't have anything contributed in that account yet. I don't know when I will start investing in that account. But yeah, the Roth IRA is looking good. Let's see how we've done over the last month here. Up almost 4%, up $811.90. That's nice. My Roth IRA here, y'all, it's just made up completely of Vanguard ETFs. I keep it very simple. I've been maxing it out for a long time here. Let's take a look. Yeah, the last 3 years I have completely maxed out my Roth IRA. And let's take a look at the activity here. I haven't done anything really in June for my Roth IRA, but I did finish maxing out my 2021 Roth on May 12th. So all of these Vanguard ETFs do pay a dividend, but they pay it quarterly. So come the end of June here, I should be seeing some dividend payouts from my various Vanguard ETFs that I have in my Roth IRA. And all of my payouts will immediately get reinvested back into the Roth. So that is the good thing I like about M1 Finance. You don't have to think about your M1 Finance account. If you're the type of person that just wants to contribute some money to your investments and let the dividends reinvest, you don't want to have to think about rebalancing a whole lot, M1 Finance is perfect for that. Plus, they just really have a nice, easy user interface here. I honestly prefer looking at M1 Finance more than I do Fidelity, even though Fidelity is where I do my options trading. Anyhow, that is it for my M1 Finance portfolio update. Next, we'll take a look at my options spreadsheet. All right, here we are. This is my options spreadsheet. I got this from Thumper's channel. He has a YouTube spreadsheet tutorial linked down here. Y'all, check out Thumper's channel if you want to learn more about options. I am trying to learn myself, so it's hard for me to really explain it. I am not a good teacher. I'm trying to learn all of this myself by doing. Hopefully I am not screwing up, but if I do, then y'all will be witness to all of that as well. Anyhow, y'all can see that I've started to kind of update this spreadsheet to make it my own. I'm tracking different stocks that I'm interested in my watch list, and I have made a few more trades in this option spreadsheet. So let's take a look at that. Keeping in mind here that I do all of my options trading in Fidelity, and the only stock that I had in Fidelity was Mindmed. I bought Mindmed last year when the price of it was still well below $1. I have 377 shares of Mindmed with a cost basis of 43 cents per share. Y'all can see the current stock price for Mindmed is $3.65. So I got in at a good time for this stock, but this stock is very volatile. It is highly speculative, but at the same time, it's all I've got to work with in Fidelity besides the cash that I put in there to use to write this cash secured put against TQQQ. So what does this mean? I know I have a lot of beginners to options on my channel. I'll break it down in as layman's terms as much as I can here, but basically I have sold one contract, 100 shares. I sold a put on TQQQ, which basically means that I have agreed to buy 100 shares of TQQQ on September 17th if the stock price drops down to 47.5 or lower. Now, if it goes lower than 47.5, I have agreed to buy these shares at 47.5, so that is what I'm going to pay. But seeing that the current stock price is $108 for TQQQ, if I get in at 47.5, I'm not going to be mad at that. That is a good price for that stock. Now, because I have agreed to this contract, the buyer of this contract paid me a premium of $1.50 for every share, meaning that I have earned a premium on this contract of about $150. Now, Fidelity has fees that they charge, so there's that, but I've earned roughly $150 for agreeing to this trade. So come September 17th, when this thing expires, I will either be assigned 100 shares of TQQQ at $47.5 per share, or this contract will expire worthless, nothing will happen. I can keep all of the capital that I have tied up in this contract, and I also get to keep this premium that I earned for writing the contract. So So if it expires worthless, then I'll turn around and write another cash secured put against TQQQ. And since I got started with options here with cash secured puts and I had Mindmed in my Fidelity account already, I decided to write a cash secured put against Mindmed as well. I had a little bit of extra cash left over that I didn't tie up in my TQQQ contract. So I wrote a cash secured put for Mindmed that also expires on September 17th. This one is 2 contracts, meaning that I have agreed to purchase 200 shares of Mindmed at $2.50 a share if the stock price drops down to that amount or lower come September 17th. Now, I don't suspect that that is actually going to happen, but if it does, I don't think that $2.50 is a bad price for Mindmed. I wouldn't mind having a little bit more at that. But at the same time, I did get in initially on Mindmed at a cost basis of 43 cents a share. Now, if I do get assigned these couple of contracts at $2.50 a share, then that's obviously going to raise my cost basis. So again, I don't think that's going to happen. And I earned about $80 to write this contract, but if I do get assigned those shares, I won't be mad about it. I will turn around and write a covered call, which is what we'll look at next here. I have these 2 covered calls also against Mindmed. Since I have 377 shares currently, what I have done here is write 2 covered calls. This means that I have agreed to sell 100 shares of mine by a certain date at a certain price. The first one here, it expires pretty soon. I have agreed to sell 100 shares of Mindmed on June 18th for a price of $7.50 a share if the stock price goes up that high. So the buyer of this covered call from me paid me 10 cents a share for this contract. It's not much, but I'm just getting started here, y'all. I just wanted to experiment with covered calls. So basically I earned minus fees $9.46 in premium for this contract, but it expires relatively soon. I really don't think that Mindmed is going to shoot up to $7.50 a share. It has never been that high, but hey, if it does go that high and I sell 100 shares at $7.50 per share, my cost basis is 43 cents a share. That is amazing returns. So I won't be mad if 100 shares of my Mindmed position gets called away at $7.50 a share. That is just locking in some crazy good profit for me. So either Mindmed will not reach $7.50 a share by June 18th, which I think is the most likely thing to happen. This contract will expire worthless and I'll get to keep that almost $10 premium. I can turn around and write another covered call. This second covered call that I wrote on Mindmed, again, since I have 377 shares, then I have a little bit of room to write a few contracts here. I wrote another one that expires on July 16th. So this one is a little bit farther out, which means I did collect a little bit better premium on this contract versus the one that expires on June 18th. But same thing here. I wrote a covered call to agree to sell 100 shares of my Mindmed position at $7.50 a share on July 16th if the stock price gets up that high or higher. And the buyer of this contract paid me 20 cents a share to buy the contract. So minus the fees that Fidelity charged me, I earned $19.31 for this contract. Now this one is a little bit farther out than June 18th, obviously, but again, I don't think that Mindmed is going to make it all the way up to a $7.50 strike price, so I suspect that this contract will expire worthless come July 16th, and I'll get to keep this $20 premium, and then I can turn around and write another covered call. So my strategy here is to just basically earn a little bit of extra premium with the positions that I already have in my account. At this point, I am not getting into margin or doing anything really risky. You could consider Mindmed risky just because it's a more volatile stock, but again, my cost basis is super low. So if I get assigned any of these covered call contracts, then I'm still making crazy profit. So scrolling over to the side here, I like this little section here because it keeps track of all of the profits and losses that you've had so far. So if everything goes the way that I suspect it will, so far I have pending $256.70 worth of premium. And I don't know about y'all, but I mean, I don't think $250 is nothing. Considering that all of these trades took me less than 10 minutes to put together and get going, I mean, I think this is something that I will continue with. Y'all know I'm very transparent on the channel, so I mean, I do these videos and edit these videos, post them, do all the SEO and all of the things that you don't see as a YouTube watcher. And I earn about $100 a month for all of the work that I put into YouTube from AdSense. And here I've done just a few very small options trades, and I've already got $250 worth of premium cooking here. So yeah, I'm liking options so far. I think I will continue with this. We'll see how it goes and whether the trades happen the way that I think they will or they go against me. Y'all will be along for the ride. Hopefully you can learn something too and decide if maybe you'd like to get into options as well. Lastly, we will take a look at my overall portfolio balance. All right, here we are. This is the familiar site, my budget every month. I keep track of all of my investing accounts down in this investing and fire tracking sections. Just checking in on everything here. So far, I have only earned one paycheck for June. So the only thing that I've contributed this month so far is my usual employer-sponsored retirement contributions for one paycheck thus far. I'm planning on throwing a little bit more money into that Fidelity account. I'll do that at the end of the month with whatever leftover money I have that I don't throw at my car payment. So I'm hoping that'll be around $600. We'll see how it ends up at the budget review at the end of the month. But over here in this column E, y'all can see I keep track of all of my balances in all of these accounts, and I need to update it again because y'all just saw that my balances were a little bit higher than this in my M1 accounts, but whatever, they're close. So my M1 is a little over 3,000 now. My Roth IRA is almost 22,000. The Fidelity account overall is sitting at around $6,500, and my 403b work retirement account is at almost $97,000. So this one is getting really close to a big milestone. I'm hoping that I'll see 100,000 just in this account alone by the end of the year. We'll see how that goes. So grand total at the bottom here, I am getting really close to another milestone here, guys. I crossed over 100,000 in all of my accounts in February. It's only June and I am near 130,000. If the markets have a good month, there's a chance that maybe I can even cross that $130,000 this month. We'll see, y'all. Stay tuned for the budget review come the end of the month, and we'll see if I hit that $130,000 milestone, and if so, we'll color in another section on my financial independence color chart that I have. Every $10,000 I have a little section I can color in on there, so we'll do that if we cross that $130,000 mark. But sitting as I currently am at 128,000, that puts me at 10.68% of the way to my financial independence number. I am aiming to have a portfolio balance of $1.2 million before I declare myself financially independent. So I'm 10.68% of the way there. And y'all pay no mind to this savings rate right here of 13.47%. This will change as I fill in my column D throughout the month of all of my spending and everything that I save or invest. This will change as the month goes on, and y'all can see whatever my savings rate ends up being at the end of the month. I would love to be able to invest more than this, but I am currently working on paying off my car aggressively, so even though I am planning on hopefully sending about $600 to that Fidelity account, most of my extra money is going to go down here to my car payment. And y'all can see I've got about $13,500 left to pay on my car. This was the balance as of the beginning of June, so again, I will let y'all know come the end of the month what the new balance is, depending on how much I'm able to put towards my car payment. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this quick look at the portfolio update for the previous month. If you did, then leave me a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I do these reviews every single month so y'all can see how the portfolio progresses. It is now time for me to get ready to go to work tonight, so that'll wrap it up for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know how your portfolio is doing down below, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye, guys.